Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be transforming this satin nightgown, I think you would call it. I thrifted this long time ago, but I forgot about it, probably because I was too afraid to work with this fabric. But it seems like a perfect fabric for a cute, girly summer bustier. So I thought, why not try at least? And if somebody is wondering, I think this wasn't more than 80 cents. And for that price, even if I butcher this thing, I at least won't feel guilty about it. So let's start. So first I seam ripped the lace part of the dress and then I ironed the whole thing at least a bit, just to make it easier myself while working with this fabric. Then I marked how long I wanted the top to be. This can be whatever length you like. And I cut the piece out, creating the main kind of rectangle shape part for the bustier. Since the fabric was quite slippery and fraying like crazy, I had to use an iron again for folding to be able to sew down the double hem easier later on. I pinned the folded edge down and I sewed around the whole top edge of the rectangle. You should use a tissue paper for this, but I didn't have any, so I just used a piece of kitchen paper towel at the beginning of the sewing, just so the fabric wouldn't get stuck up inside of the sewing machine. I didn't use the paper for the rest of the video, and the hem turned out clean and pretty as hell actually. Or at least for my crappy beginner standards. This is how the thing looked like so far. Then I marked the middle of the rectangle and marked another 2 dots 1.5 centimeter away from the middle line, and I used my bra to mark up the boob curve and cut it out. Then I measured the length of my bra, which was 17 centimeters, and I added 5 centimeters to it. And to the width measurement of 14 centimeters, I added another 5 centimeters too. And I cut out 2 rectangles with those measurements. I sewed the zigzag stitch all around them to prevent from fraying. Then I cut off 2 pieces of elastic around 15 centimeters long. And here I am trying to create the front tie for the top, but at the end this didn't turn out quite as I imagined it, because my ties were too stiff, so if I could redo them, I would just use a safety pin to turn the thin straps inside out instead of folding more layers of fabric on itself. I feel like that way the straps would have no trouble tying at the front. Here I was, cutting the straps out. Zigzag stitching them all around and then attaching them to those elastics that I cut in a very complicated, stupid way. This is what they look like after. Here I folded the top part of little rectangles in as per usual, and I pinned them down and sewed it down, creating casing for the elastics. Next, I cut off the corner part of those rectangles off to mimic a more similar shape to a boob cup, and I pulled the elastic through the case, leaving the strap part hanging at the middle. Then I adjusted the guttering just so it would have the same length as the cup hole that I cut out. I pinned the elastic where I marked and I sewed it down, cutting the excess piece of elastic off. Then I sewed the basting stitch around the rest of the cup and guttered it as much as I needed it to fit a cup hole that we cut out earlier. When that was done, it was time to pin the cups to the main part, and I did this off the camera, but this is what it looked like when it was ready to sew down. This is what it looked like after, and the last part for me to do was to shear the back of the top. So I marked 8 centimeters from the cups to side, and I sewed the straight stitch from one line to another one, shearing the whole back of the top. It turned out that I had to adjust the top still a little bit after that, and I did that off the camera, but this is how it ended up looking like. And to be honest, I am not completely mad at it. It could have been so much better, but it's not entirely horrible. The only thing, as you can see, that is a bit bothering is those straps. The bow just wasn't sitting as I wanted it to sit, and it just didn't look good. But anyways, I hope you liked this one, and if you did, then drop a like and comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to see more, and I'll see you next week. Bye!